Hey you guys, it's Tanya. What's going on? So this video is going to be titled Men and Your Natural Hair. And I'm going to try to figure out the best way. I hope I do a good job with explaining this video and getting my point across. So if I don't, if this is jumbled and crazy, I apologize in advance. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. I'm going to start off this video with a question to you. As a person, male or female, who decides to go natural and they decide to do a big chop or they decide to transition, do you, as a person in a committed relationship, whether it be with a man or a woman or whomever, I mean that's irrelevant who your partner is, but if you're in a committed relationship, is it your responsibility to discuss your hair choices and ask for, I'm not going to say ask for permission, but make sure that you and your partner are on the same page with how you pursue your hair journey? That's my question to you guys. And I would love feedback from you in the comment section, or even better yet, if you and your partner did video responses to this video, because I'm really curious. I really want to get others' opinions on this topic. And let me tell you why. This situation, the scenario that I'm going to talk about happened about 3 months ago, but I really wanted to kind of think about this and let it marinate in my head before I came to you guys and did a video about this. So a few months ago, one of my friends was in the hospital, and this is a friend of a friend, and actually this is my ex's one of my ex's best friends, okay? So I went to go pay my respects, and I went to the hospital to visit him, and it just so happened that one of his friends was already there at the hospital visiting him when I showed up, and another one of his friends came and did visitation while I was there with the other friend. What makes this stand out and what makes this topic stand out in my mind is when I walk in, after introductions were made between the person who was in the hospital bed and the person who I really didn't know, who was one of his frat brothers. He made a comment to the frat brother, she is so-and-so's girl, and she cut all her hair off. I mean, that was like the first thing that rolled off his tongue. It wasn't that, you know, I've known her since so-and-so, we met so-and-so. It was, she's so-and-so's ex. But I think he said girl, like I was still so-and-so's girl, and she cut all her hair off. So, and I was like, why would he even go there like that? Why is he trying to start stuff and he's over here in the hospital bed sick? But that's this person's style. It really is. So the friend who I really didn't know, who I'd never met, he's like, now what's your name? And I tell him again. He was like, oh yeah, I've heard of you. Okay. And he was like, you cut all your hair off? And at the point, my hair was straight. I had straightened my hair because I think I got it trimmed and styled, so it was straight, and it was probably the length that it usually is. It was maybe a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, probably a little bit shorter. But anyway, I was wearing it straight, and it was down my back. So he couldn't fathom that I cut all my hair off because he's looking at a woman that has long, straight hair. And I was like, yeah, I cut all my hair off. And he just looks at me and he kind of cocks his head to the side, and he's like, well, what did so-and-so say about that? And I looked at him, and you know, I was like, look, the head started rolling. You know, I got a little tense, ready to jump off of him if I needed to. Anyway, so I looked at him, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? What did he say about that? And he was like, well, I know so-and-so likes long hair, and you're definitely his type because you're brown, you're tall, you have long hair. What did he say when you told me you were going to cut your hair? I didn't tell him. You didn't tell him? No, I didn't tell him. It's my hair. He looks at me like he was ready to choke me. And this is a friend. And so he was angry on my ex's behalf. And he was like, what do you mean it's your hair? It's not your hair. He was like, baby girl, let me tell you. When you're with somebody, especially a black man, and you look like you do, plus you grow your own hair, that's not your hair, That's his hair. And at that point, obviously my feathers were all raised, and I was, my heckles were up. What, feathers, heckles, whatever, horns. I was ready to go off on him. But someone told me just to chill out. So I kind of was just listening to him, and he was like, he goes, I want you to think about this. He's like, think about what you like in a man, and think about how you would feel all of a sudden those things were gone. And again, that day, that time in the hospital room, I kind of just brushed it off. But it really bothered me. And some more things were said. And then when the second gentleman came in to visit the person in the hospital, he said it again. You remember her? He was like, yeah, so-and-so girl. And he was like, yeah, she cut her hair off. And he looked at me like, the heck? So I have two black men, well, three black men now in a triangle, basically giving me the blues because I had cut all my hair off and didn't even talk to this person before I did. And in my mind, it's just hair. It grows back. I knew it was going to grow back. So why would I ever discuss my hair that grows from my scalp with my man? Okay, so I go home that night, and again, it was still bothering me, so I started thinking about it. And I started thinking about the things that I like in a man. And just to be very quick, I will say there's three things that I'm drawn to when it comes, or three things that I check out before I check out anything else on a man. I check out first his teeth. I am a very serious teeth freak. I don't like guys that have tartar buildup on their teeth. If you have tartar buildup, even just a little bit, time is out. I will not talk to you, because my whole thing is if you can't keep your teeth clean, and that's pretty easy, you definitely aren't cleaning anything else. So I can't even. Next thing, arms. I don't like big arms per se on men, but like this part right here, when a guy flexes, I love when that's defined. I mean, ooh, girl. So I usually date guys who are shorter than me because shorter guys are more compact, and so those muscles are more defined. And hairlines. I love men with Usher Raymond hairlines. Oof. You got a hairline, it's on. When I think back about all the guys I've dated in the past, they all have had full heads of hair. It's just the way it is. None of the guys I've dated have been bald. None of the guys I've dated have had receding hairlines. They all have had full hairlines. And so I started thinking that night, if all of a sudden my guy went from having, the Usher Raymond hairline to shaving his head, and his arms got flabby, and he had tartar buildup, would I still be with him? You guys, let me just tell you right now, I would still be with him because that's my love, but I would not be happy about it. I would be pissed if my man shaved his head. We'd have a serious problem. We'd have a serious problem. And the whole teeth thing, if all of a sudden you started having tartar buildup, boom, you wouldn't be kissing these lips. I'm just putting that out there. So I was thinking about this, and I started feeling guilty about my hair because, let me tell you, and you guys know I don't really share my personal life that much. I'm just not that person. I'm really not. But my ex and I were together for over a decade, and don't think we're perfect. We were not a perfect couple. Lord knows we're not perfect. But we could probably get through anything. But let me tell you, when I cut off my hair, it caused some serious strain. It really did, because he really loved my hair. I mean, that was one of the things that attracted him to me. And when you think about certain things your men do, my man would play in my hair, would grab my hair, if I'm just walking by, may just, grab my hair. I mean, it's just, he really loved my hair. So for me to take that from him, I was like, I never thought about that before. I never considered his feelings regarding my hair, because in my mind, it was my hair. So now I'm feeling some kind of way because I was just like, Was that selfish of me to cut my hair without discussing that with him? I was going through some things back then. Now that I reflect back, you know, I realize I had some pretty traumatic things happen to me right before I cut my hair, and cutting my hair was a way of cutting all that stuff away. And me cutting my hair was not the only reason why we broke up. Please believe that. There was other issues. It was going to happen, but that was kind of the final straw. I think both of us were just tired of not getting what we needed from the other person. It is what it is. But the hair was a good reason to be like, okay. So, but I'm not telling you the story to tell you that. I'm telling you the story because I want to get your opinion on this. Because again, I had 3 men basically attack me because I did not consider my ex's feelings when I cut my hair. And one of those persons was totally objective because they didn't know me. They had never met me. But, you know, from what I was told that night, men are very shallow creatures when it comes to what they are physically attracted to. It is what it is. And even though they may really love you with all their heart, they still have physical needs that must be met. And for this person, apparently my hair, and again, I want you to realize also, it has nothing to do with natural. He could care less that my hair was natural. That's not the issue. The issue was the length of the natural hair. And I know this for a fact because once my hair grew back out, I would say about the 1.5 to 2 year mark, he saw, someone showed him pictures of me and he contacted me. So, or he tried to contact me, but I wasn't emotionally ready to deal. I knew I wasn't strong enough to be firm and to be strong and be what I needed to be as a woman. So I couldn't even acknowledge those attempted contacts because I knew that I would be in the same position I was. And until I was ready to go back to this person as a stronger person, it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, so I'm just putting that out there to let you know it was never about me going natural. And I've said this before, I don't think most black men, if that's what you date, care about you being natural as much as they care about you having length to your natural hair. Because even the guys that night who were there, they were even saying, you know, I don't care if my woman's natural, because we had a big discussion about natural hair. They are like, I don't care if she's natural, but she needs to look good as a natural. You can't just be, one of them had nerve to say, the one that I had just met that night said, you can't just be coming out of the house looking dry. And I'm still not really sure what that meant. He's like, you need to come out of the house looking like your hair has some shine to it, looking like it's moisturized, and it has to have some kind of shape. You just can't come out like you just got out of bed and just bam. You need to come, you still need to put on makeup if you wear makeup. You still need to come correct with how you take care of your hair, even if it's natural. And he's like, a lot of black women who are natural, once they become natural, they forget the rest. They forget to take care of themselves. And so we just see this natural woman who stopped caring about how she looks and her appearance. So I can respect that because I don't really wear makeup a lot, as you guys know from most of my videos. I do like to put eye makeup on. I definitely am a mascara girl, but I don't really do the whole makeup thing very often. Like the lipstick is because of Diva Deb. Shout out to Diva Deb. So I'm wearing lipstick today, but normally I don't even wear lipstick. But I get that. I get that our men want us to look some kind of way. I get that. But again, my question to you guys is it my right to do extreme things with my hair without talking to my mate? Or as someone who's in a relationship, should I always consult with my mate before I do anything drastic, because that's my partner and we should be making those kind of decisions together? What do you guys think? Like I said, I never would have thought about that before that conversation that night in the hospital room. But now I do think about that, and And I actually, for a little while, you guys, I felt guilty because I felt like maybe I should have. And I still think now that I should have discussed with him my hair. And I know for a fact that I would have never cut my hair had I talked to him. I would have transitioned. And I probably would have transitioned for about 3 years before I cut all my hair off. Which, I don't know how, that would have been a lot more harder. And it would have been very stressful on my end because I would have lost a lot of hair and shedding because of the 2 different textures. And I probably would spend a lot of money on getting my hair styled. And I wouldn't know how to do my hair right now because I wouldn't have learned how to do my hair as it grew out. So there's lots of benefits to not talking to your mate and just doing a big chop. I say you're probably better off doing a big chop if you're married because they're not going to go anywhere. They can't. Well, they could, but it'd be a lot of work to leave. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted your opinion about that, and I was just really curious. So please, please, please comment below and give me your opinions, and please do videos also with your partners. And again, this is not a traditional channel, and I don't expect traditional partners. If you have a partner that's the same sex, I can give 2 shits. I don't care. Just as long as you're happy and you're going to be professional in the video, please post a video below to let me know how you and your partner handled you being natural. So, because yeah, I'm curious. And again, if you know, it's however you want to tell your story. And I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm going to stop talking. But that's it. You guys, take care. Have a great day. And as usual, guess what?